So Trump finally did it. He decided he'd had enough of the H1B visas and has signed an executive order proclaiming an annual $100,000 fee per H1B immigrant, as I understand it, who moves to America sponsored by a company. As you can see, the Oval Office says $100,000 a year for H1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land. Train Americans. Stop bringing in people to take our jobs. And that's, I think, completely reasonable. And it's not like the H1B visa program wasn't being taken advantage of either. And so this is pretty much a nuke that Trump has just dropped on the foreign jobs market. And man, they ain't taking it well. They are not taking it well. So it comes in tomorrow. And so firms are like, look, if you're outside of the US, get into the US now. As in, if you're here and you've been visiting, you've got to come back before tomorrow before we start getting the annual fee of $100,000. Because failure to pay the fee would restrict entry of certain non-immigrant workers to the US, a major chunk of whom are Indians. 70% of H1B visas are Indians. And so it's like, yeah, you can see who's most affected by all of this. This will cause disruptions. This will cause, as they say, 71% of the 4 million H1B visas that were approved in 2024 were received by Indians, followed by China with just 11%. So you can see who's making out like a bandit from this. And you can see why this has become a kind of meme on the internet, because the homogeneity of the nature of the H1B visa scheme has been something of a stick in the craw. Now, there have been complaints about this, like, well, this is going to cause disruption for families. It's like, well, making it so that basically tech jobs are locked out from natives also causes disruption for families. It means that the well-educated, intelligent son of an American family who went to universities, got his degrees in computer science or programming or whatever it is he was doing, and then thought, oh, I'll get a job in Silicon Valley, only to be completely undercut by a bunch of people from India whose qualifications, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, are slightly dubious when they come from foreign universities. That's also disrupting to families. But you didn't care about that. You only cared about your own. And that's an issue. I mean, he says that this is going to have humanitarian consequences. This is the statement from India's spokesman of the Ministry of External Affairs. The government has seen reports. The full implications are being studied by all concerned, including Indian industry, which has already put out an initial analysis. Industry, both in India and the US, has a stake in innovation and creativity, and can be expected to consult on the best path forward. Why would why would industry in India be happy to see Indians going overseas? I can't, for the life of me, fathom why any of these countries, if they are as technologically advanced as they say, if they are as innovative as they say, would be happy to see their own native manpower bleeding out to another country, let alone getting outraged when that country's like, right, we've had enough of you, we're not taking any more. Why would that be an outrage to you? Surely be like, yes, all of the high human capital that we're producing is going to finally stay in India. Don't know why it wants to leave. And therefore, this is all good for India, and it's bad for the United States. Skilled talent mobility and exchanges have contributed enormously to technological development, innovation, economic growth and competitiveness, and wealth creation in the United States and India. But only one side of it is like, actually, we don't want more of these. Like, I can't help but feel that India is disproportionately benefiting from this, right? Like, this feels like a way of transferring wealth and technology out of the United States and to India. And now that pipeline's being cut off, you're really upset by it. This measure is likely to have humanitarian consequences by way of disruption caused for families. You're the victim of this, are you? It looks like you were exploiting the United States, right? It looks like companies who don't care about America at all were exploiting the American people by using Indians as cheap labor. That's what this looks like to me, an outsider. And when this is cut off, you're like, oh, well, this is going to affect our shared prosperity. It's like, I just don't buy it. And I don't think they buy it either, which is why they've done it. So There is the H1B Reddit subreddit, and they're not taking this well, right? They're not taking this very well at all. As you can see on the summary of all of this, someone's posted it to the subreddit, and they're like, so effectively a travel ban for H1Bs inside the country. Yeah, you're here to work, right? But this means that basically the entire thing is on a knife edge, and actually it's highly incentivizing companies to actually put up or shut up. Because remember, the H1B was meant to be for the best and brightest. We've found the top talent from around the world, and therefore, if you're like, God, this guy's got like an IQ of 157, and look at what he's accomplished so far, we need this guy. Is $100,000 worth it? Yes, it's worth it for that guy. Is that what has been happening with H1B visas? And the answer is obviously no, obviously, and everyone knows it, because these companies, as people on the subreddit pointing out, have been hiding the jobs from the American market because it's just far cheaper to hire someone from India to do the same job. And so that means we're just getting the normal, most optimistically, you're getting the same level of work, just cheaper. So every company is incentivized to do it, but it is not actually producing superior results. And the 100K is per year, right? And so, again, more H1B visa people are like, we're going to see a major purge. In all honesty, these tech firms need to hire Americans which can't find a damn job after 4 years of college, because no one's going to pay 100K a year. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're obviously not worth it. You're obviously taking advantage of a scheme in a way that it wasn't designed to be used. And this has had consequences. It's been something like 700,000 jobs versus 164 million total employed. So if you think there's going to be a flurry of new job opportunities unlocked for domestic Americans, you're delusional. Well, hang on a second, bro. It's not like that 700K jobs is spread evenly across the United States. That 700K jobs in very targeted specific areas, in very targeted and specific industries that should have been going to Americans that were in fact going to Indians. And so, yeah, actually, there will be, for certain people with certain qualifications and a certain level of education, 700,000 jobs suddenly unlocked for them to apply for. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Like, that would be wonderful for the native people of the country. And the only complaint from the Indian H1B visa workers is basically, that's my opportunity. And it's like, but it's not. You are literally an Indian and not an American. So why do you think American jobs are your opportunity? They shouldn't be your opportunity. They should be the opportunity for, say it with me, Americans. Sorry to say it, right? Sorry to say this. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news in this regard, but that's the case. That's the point. And the thing is, the subreddit for this is just genuinely fascinating, because you've got posts like this where they're like, oh no, this is happening. This is on the news. This country has given me so much. I would say my final thanks and leave this country. No way anyone would hire me if this is true. Right, so you're not worth that 100K to your employer. What are you doing there then? You took advantage of a scheme you shouldn't have been taking advantage of. And it's come to the point where the problem of exploitation is so in everyone's face that Trump's like, no, you've got to pay 100K for that guy. If you actually really want him, you need 100K. And this guy's like, I'm out. I'm not getting they're not paying 100K for me. It's like, yeah, so you shouldn't have been there at all. And everyone knows it. And there's people like this. Like, look, those who abused H1B should be prosecuted. Should be, but won't be. But it can be prevented from being abused in the future by just requiring those companies to pay that 100K because they really want that top talent, or you're not that top talent and actually you were undercutting people in America. And so, frankly, deal with it. But anyway, there are lots of people on the subreddit who are like, yeah, you know what? I think this is actually going to happen. And I think I'm probably going to end up going back to India. I'm starting to accept it. I'm starting to see the reality. At first, I saw many cope comments and posts that this won't stand, etc. It's been a few hours now, and I'm starting to think it will. The H1B employees are just a drop in the bucket of the total workforce. Employers are not going to bat for them, and they'll just happily pay the 100K for the ones worth fighting for, and you can measure that on one bloody hand, can't you? or apply for some other category of visa, but the people earning under 150k are fucked. It's the end of the line. What should be the next steps? Go home. Take the money you've earned, take the experience you have gained, and go home. You have an entire subcontinent that you could dedicate yourself to improving. Anyone could do it. Anyone in your country can just make the choice. You know what? We don't have to live like this. We actually have seen how they live in the West. It's quite nice. We have all of the knowledge of how they manage their entire countries, and their countries were so desirable, we were prepared to up sticks and leave our own to go there, and we could just replicate that back here. Interestingly, there is in Pakistan, there is an area called Little England, in which they've basically done this, by the way, and it looks a lot like a little area of England in Pakistan, but it's run entirely by Pakistanis who were expats and have moved back and want to live somewhere nice, right? You could do the same. You can have your own Little England or Little America run by Indians in India who all agree these are the rules, we're going to stand by them, we're going to make sure everything's clean, tidy and proper, and we are going to just show that this is a model for how India actually could be rather than the way that it is now. And that would actually be way better. But there are some people who are not taking this lying down. We Buratians never give up. We will just move to the UK. Oh, God, could you not? I'll move tomorrow to England. Americans made a very, very bad decision losing Indian talent. Also, fuck PewDiePie for some reason. Listen, bro. England is full, I'm telling you now. And you're not going to find it as amazing as you think. We're in a bit of a downturn at the moment. But honestly, go and fix India. You need to fix India. That's what needs to happen. And then you get posts like this. That's it. I'm killing myself. I can't return to India. I can't imagine living in India again. But it can't be that bad, man. It can't be that bad. And again, go back with the sort of proper right-wing attitude of, no, this place needs order and it needs discipline and we're going to sort it out. We're not going to be a country that can be easily mocked by the rest of the world because we take care of our own. We take care of our own country. We make our own country beautiful, and you can begin by just small parts of it. You know, I shouldn't be able to drop a pin anywhere on Google Maps in India and find rubbish all over the streets and shit all over the roads. Right? I shouldn't be able to do that. You can't do that here. You shouldn't be able to do it in your country. And this is an opportunity. Don't kill yourself. Dedicate yourself. Go and fix your country. Go and make your country somewhere you personally would like to live. And that's what a lot of people are saying. So this subreddit is being trolled at the moment. Do not go and troll them. It's not very nice. But as this person points out, well, this is a wonderful opportunity for Indians to improve India. If you've been improving everywhere else you've gone, how is it that India wouldn't be improved by your presence? You could make India great again. And I'm in favour of it. I'm in favour of countries being made good. I mean, I'm English. You know, we fix everything we touch. You know what we do to do things right. Go back and do it properly. Explain to your fellow countrymen, listen, this is an issue, this is an issue, that is an issue. We're going to get it done right. And you could really make India an impressive place. Like, it's got everything there, so there's no reason not to. But anyway, there's the excuse is, well, we'll blame those Pakistanis for this. And it's like, Pakistanis didn't do this to you, bro. Right? What happened is that this post is great, actually. And it's made by a Pakistani student. I don't dislike Indians as individuals, but I condemn the nepotism and favoritism endemic among Indian managers, who often marginalize non-Indian workers. Sadly, this isn't a minority thing. There's a pattern of exploiting systems. I don't know any Indian that dares to deny it. If your reflex action, and only action, is damn those Pakistanis instead of confronting how Indian professionals and some of the average Indians perpetuate these abuses, you remain trapped in the same cycle of mistrust. Accountability, not deflection, is the only way forward. Please don't take this post as a hate message. I have nothing against you. Man, I can't agree with our Pakistani friend more. Yeah, like one thing that I've had lots of friends who've traveled to India, and they've said, look, one problem that India has is a culture of dishonesty, right? It's just normal to lie in India. And that is the opposite of how things are in the English-speaking world. Lying is the worst thing that you can do. I would fucking die rather than just be a flagrant liar about stupid shit. You know, like, and that's the thing. Will you do this tomorrow? Yes, I will. And I don't do it. I just feel I would feel terrible about it. But apparently this is very normal in India, and everyone does it, and so it's just a culture of lying, and that's really bad. You can learn from our example and decide, actually, this should be done in what people in the West call meritocratic, a meritocratic way. That would be much better, and India would begin slowly but surely, by degrees, to improve. And Modi seems up for it, to be honest, because he's like, yeah, okay, well, the only real enemy of India is its dependence on other countries, stressing the need for self-reliance to ensure national strength and global respect. And so he's going to recommend Atmanirbharta, I can't pronounce it. But basically, this was a program that was implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic of self-sufficiency, where India is going to try and become more self-sufficient. And I'm completely for countries being more self-sufficient, obviously. And so I think that's a great idea. And so I think actually the end of the H1B visa program is a fantastic opportunity for Indians to actually make India great again. Like, if your country was as good as you think, why not make it so you can't deny it? Why not make it so that actually India is a beautiful place, full of very honest, hardworking, disciplined, clean people who use toilets like all the rest of us and tell the truth and are respectable on the world stage? Why not do that? This is the perfect opportunity for you to do this. You've got like the momentum with you. These will be the talented, educated Indians going back to India, almost 1 million of them. Like that could inspire some change. But anyway, well done, President Trump, and good luck to everyone.